these. Yes, I'm going to record my lessons and I will be making a YouTube channel and everything so that you can preview the things after the class. Okay, so 0.9 strings. Basically, you will need to manipulate strings using if statements, okay, and be able to do algorithms with it. What a string like is like a string. It just means a connection of characters, okay? So a string in Python is a sequence of characters. For example, hello is just not one word. You have different elements. The very first item will be item 0, 1, 2, 3, and done, okay? So for example, Monty Python is a string, and you can print specific items in a string by using the index number. Right here is the index number. The very first element is 0, okay? And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count up and you can count back. And the important thing is we could just cut the string in pieces. For example, if I just want to print Monty and not Python, I could split this into pieces, okay? So in your program, let's make a string, okay? I'm going to put a name, okay? And a string has to have the quotations. 你需要打开 your 电脑. All this will be on the computer. We do not write the note. So, Monty, or let me just, yes, I encourage you to install it though. Okay. I want you to write your first and last name. Write your first and last name. And we want to be able to cut this string into pieces. Okay. For example, you have some data, and you in China, you usually use the last name first instead of first name. So depending on what country you are, you may want to print off the different parts. So if I just go print and then I put name, what a string is actually an array. The very first element is 0. So if I put a 0 in here and hit run, it should print B. Let's have a look. It says B, right? Now, if I want to go to, I just want to say Ben, it's 0, 1, 2. So this right here is called the header comment. So every time we do a comment, you should have 3 things. You should have the title, okay? You should have the date for each program, and then you should have a description, okay? This is just, should be saved into a folder, okay? For example, on the desktop, I call this unit 0 programs, and then 0.9 strings is the lesson, okay? So basically our note will be done on the computer, okay, Ched? And so you'll have to save it. Now, in Python, you have to do one more than what you want to cut. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is actually at the J, but when you cut, it's going to cut at that location. Okay, so you have to put one more. This is not the same as on the test. On the test, they start the index number at 1. So just note that in Python, they start at 0. On the exam, on the A-level exams, they use number 1, okay? And then this one will be 2, 3. The index number usually starts at 1. And at the end of the PowerPoint, I have put a little pseudocode screenshot where if you want to print a specific length of string, it's called substring, all capitalized with a bracket. You put the variable right here, and then you put the start number, but the start number starts at 1. So just remind yourself, for example, if I have a substring, happy days, this is the text, and I go 1 to 5, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to do 5 characters, and it'll just say happy. Okay? But we're going to do this in Python, okay? Because pseudocode, you can't really run the code. And so what we're going to do is you're going to have a name, and we want to cut the name in half. Okay? So right here, I just want to say Benjamin. So I'm going to go 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to go 8, and I hit run. It says Benjamin. You can put this into your first name. Okay? First name is equal to name with the bracket. Okay? This is called a splice or a cut. Now I want to make a other variable for the last name. And the last name starts, this is 8. It's going to start at 9. Okay? It's going to start at 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Okay? I think it should be 15. Let's see here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to print the last name. Let's see if this works. I'm going to hit run. And it says Newson right here. Wonderful. So a quick note, what are 2 things that you have to remember there, Uma? Tell me one thing that we have to remember. What is the key difference between Python and pseudocode? Yeah. In Python, the index starts at 0. Okay, good. On the exam, it starts at 1. And other thing with Python, yeah. Yeah, you can, whatever on the screen, you can type your own code. Yeah. So when we have the index starting at 0, the other thing is, Wendy, when we're cutting, if I wanted to cut this BEN, what would be the numbers inside the brackets? Are you sure? 0, 1, 2. When we're cutting, you have to do one more. Okay? When you're cutting, you have to do one more. In Python, note number 2. When you're cutting, you need to add one more index number. Okay? This is in Python. Okay? Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to cut. If I cut on the second item, it's actually going to, the cut actually deletes that item. Does that make sense there, Uma? So if I put the 2 there, it would cut the N off. Okay? This is really useful is because now, if I want to change the order, I can print my last name first, and then I can put my first name. Right? So I've actually reversed the order. This is called string manipulation. So it says Newson Ben. If I want to put the first name first, I can just go like that. And it says Ben Newson. And the second thing that we're going to study is we know how to cut. Okay, so this is how to index. This is called index and cutting. Okay, the next thing is we're going to learn, you can make different capital. There's different functions. Okay, so there is this link where, let's say I wanted to make uppercase. Okay, this is a test. This is returns true if the character is uppercase. Okay, there's many characters here. And I can also make the text to go lowercase. So this is a conversion. Okay, I can go also upper. There's also a upper that's going to make it all big. So let's do a function. Okay, let's do a function. Functions allow me to manipulate it. Let's try upper. Upper just makes everything cap. Okay, so when I first run this right here, you'll notice that I only have the very first number is dash, it's capital, right? But if I wanted the whole last name Newson, this is something that they may ask is to make everything cap or small. So we can do that by going print last name, okay? And then we can use a function. It's called upper, okay? Upper, let me see if I put the correct notation. We have lower, upper, I believe is a function as well. Let me see if this function works here. Let's have a run and we'll see. Okay, upper is not defined. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the internet and we're going to type Python string upper command function, because there's actually a list, a whole bunch list. Oh, okay. You put the text dot the function. Okay. So this is a dot function. Okay. So let's go back to the code. If you want to use a function, you have to use a function within that. It's a native thing in Python. So what you do is, if I want to go last name and I want it upper, I just go upper like this. Let's see if this works now. Okay. Built-in method upper of string at that. What? It's giving me some sort of weird error. Maybe I have to install this. Let's try lower. Let's say lower. Built in. Interesting. I may not have it installed. I'm just going to copy this code here. Okay, that worked. So I think you have to make it a variable first. Okay, let me try this. X is equal to last name. Oh, I think I know why. It's because I forgot my bracket. I forgot my bracket right there. I'm pretty sure this is going to work now. So I'm going to run, and it worked. You see Newson is all dash. So this is the string manipulation. I think what my issue was before is I didn't put this bracket because this doesn't return. You don't need to put something inside the function. You just leave the brackets open. So I'm going to retry that. Let me see if this works. So I have last name dot upper, but inside you need to put these two bad guys right here. Let's see if it works. There we go. Okay, so these are called functions, and I know that they're functions. The dot represents a function within the function, like a module, okay? And there's a whole bunch. You can check out the PowerPoint. There's test, there's joining, and in the pseudocode, they also have the same thing. For example, length. Length is a really important function. Capital length, bracket, happy days, it will tell you the number of characters. Okay, this is called a function. There's lowercase. This is a test. Okay, this is a function to make everything lowercase. Uppercase is this a U case, and it'll do the same function that we just did right here. Okay, so we can go upper. I can do lowercase, and then if I run this, you will see that the string changed. Look, big, small. Okay, so let's just write this down. Indexing and cutting. Now we have this thing called functions. String functions. Functions have brackets. Okay. In Python, you have your text dot upper with a bracket. This is a straight function that has no data inside it. Okay. Or text dot lowercase. We'll make it lowercase. There's other really important one is length of string. Length of string. And what you do is this called len. Len is the embedded function, first name. What is the length of my first name? How many characters there, Ched? How many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There should be 8, right? So if I say length of my first name, it should return 8. Let's see if this is true. Oh, why did it say 3? Oh, it's because I have it just as Ben. So I have to rechange this. Wendy, what number do I have to put here to get my full name, Benjamin? 0 to what? 7. Let's have a try. So I'm going to hit run. You remember in Python we have to add 1. So how many characters is this, Uma? 8. Is that correct? Very good. Length is really important. Length of strength, use the function called len, and then inside the bracket. In pseudocode, how do we do it? Let me have a look. Oh, it's this capital length with the bracket. Okay. In pseudocode, you just go length, bracket. Anything in the bracket will return the string's length. Very important function there. So we know length, done. Lowercase, done. Uppercase, done. Sorry, done. And substring, done. Okay, so that is about it where we can cut strings. The index number, it just means that every value. Also, what is this, Wendy? I know you know this. What is the \0? What does that mean? What does this mean right here? It says hello, but then it also has this. And it also takes some data. Do you know what the \/ means? Yeah, tell me what does it mean? What is this little slash? Yes, it means new line. So that also takes up data. It means enter. Okay? Also, just note, does this require data there, Uma? The space, is that indexed as well? Yes or no? Yeah. Space is also a piece of data. Okay. And so you can actually find out where there is no data, and then you could cut at that location. Okay. So space requires data. \/ requires data. Okay. Functions are good. So we know how to do length. We can also check if a character using the is upper function, it will return true or false. And then checking if a string has a number. For example, right here, Ched, what type of data is this? It's green. Is 1, 2, 3, is that a number, or what kind of data type is this? It says hello 1, 2, 3. Is it an integer, string, float, bool? It looks like an integer, but it's not, right, Wendy? It looks like an integer, but it's not. In fact, this is called a string. The reason why it's a string is because you have the quotations. And so this is not a number at all. The computer will treat this as a word. It will treat it as a string. And so you cannot do math with that. If I wanted to convert that, you would have to split this, right, Uma? You could split the string in a piece, and then you can convert this by using the int. After you split it, you could use the int of the 1, 2, 3, right? And then it will convert your string boop, 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 into an integer. So just know, if you're doing math, be careful of types. Okay? How to say this big word there, Uma? This is really big. Yeah, concatenation. Concatenation is a very interesting word. It just means joining two things together. It's really simple. How to do it? You just use the plus sign. Plus does not mean add. When we're talking about strings, what does it mean there, Wendy? If I have two strings, for example, I have hi, and then I use the plus sign with by. So what does this plus sign mean? It means to join two strings together, concatenation. Okay, so if I have one string is hello, the other one's world, and I go string plus this plus that, is going to make one string. The pseudocode is the exact same idea. Okay, use the plus. That's it. Okay, just make sure you have the note done. Okay, we just have to do concatenation. Okay, let me just spell it out. Concatenation. All right. Concatenation. It just means to join two strings together. Okay. If it was an integer, it would be addition, but in this case, it's concatenation. So let's do an example. I have my full name. Is this going to be my first name plus my last name? Okay, that's going to be joining those two variables together. Print full name. Let's see if this works. I'm going to have a run. It says Benjamin Newson. If I wanted to add a space here, Wendy, how would I add a space when I'm doing concatenation? Yes. Let's say, because this, I'm joining two variables, but it doesn't have a space. How would I add a space in here? Yes, yes. Say, what can I do? Instead of just joining, you have to put a space because that actually takes the piece of data, right? And then when I hit run, it actually has a space there. Very nice. That is all about string manipulation, okay? Your schoolwork is strings. Try to find the length of programming, okay? Given a string, write the pseudocode to give the first and last character. Okay, make sure that you have a look at how the pseudocode is. The pseudocode is a little bit different. Just check out the PowerPoint there. Where's my pseudocode? Pseudocode is right here. It's called substring. Okay, use substring function to get that, and then given a string hello world, I want you to cut. So you're going to make a variable, throw hello in there, throw a world in there, just like how I had my first and last name. Given two strings, join them together using concatenation. Yes, very good. Make upper and lower case, there's search and find. And then what I want you to do is choose one level of programming. This is called string manipulation. Cool? So I'm just going to stop the recording now.